Itsy bitsy spider climb up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sunshine, dried all the rain, and itsy bitsy spider climb up the spout again.
What happened to backup?
Woo! Hey!
You started doing the backup and then you disappeared.
Yeah.
Nobody's
so
done
good,
that
though.
song.
Pardon?
That's cool.
Nobody's
That's cool.
done that song, honestly.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a very philosophical one, though.
Yeah.
Think about it. Spider does it again, no matter what. Yeah.
It's a hard-working trade
Yeah. To be a spider?
to be a spider.
Yeah, right. The water can wash you out, and you need to.
And
still
you'll
do
come
the
back
same
and you'll
again.
build it again.
Exactly.
That's it. Simple as
Over
that.
and over again.
Yeah.
Guys, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being on the mic.
Thank you so much for having us.
You taking a break from, or you normally work on Saturdays?
We normally work on Saturdays.
So it's a break
Let's,
day today?
Let's call it that volunteer day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whoever wants to work on Saturdays, definitely
Working on Saturday.
Well,
Is
working
somebody
on
on the site right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys are working right now. So, but we're not trying to push them
Yeah.
to work on Saturdays.
Yeah. If
It's
they
more
want-
about
yeah, it's a volunteering kind of thing. Yeah. If you want to
because
work on Saturday to make some
you
extra,
have to you
money.
have to rest.
Yeah. You go and work.
Let me share the information. So
Yeah.
I got Arthur on my right side. I got Dima on the left side there. It's DAGTAFraming at gmail.com. And it's DNA or DAGTA you can find them on Instagram under DAGTA_framing. Arthur's phone number to reach him is 647-299-4210. And Dima's is 416-716-1053. What's the age difference between you two guys?
33, 32.
31. I'm 31.
Okay, so how did you get stuck with a 647 number and you got lucky with a 416 number?
Just happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious because
We
416
got them at
are-
the same time. pretty
Same
much.
location,
Same
pretty much.
location.
What
same
are the
time.
odds of that? Because
Yeah.
416 are rare, right?
That's cool.
Is
Like,
it? Yeah.
Yeah, they're very
Damn.
rare. They're very
I could have got one if I knew. Back in I didn't know.
I think
didn't know
everybody in
it's
Toronto
important.
area always wants a 416 number, right?
Damn, I didn't know that.
I guess it's
I
like
thought
Pitbull.
647
Everybody wants a
is okay
305, right? Like if you're in Miami.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I'm not sure that stores even exist anymore. Like it was Shutter.
No, it does exist. Yeah.
Yeah?
They have this prepaid cards. Yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do have.
It's actually was prepaid card. Like
Yeah, it's a prepaid card, yeah.
number. That's
Then we switched to like a proper provider, Fido or Rogers or whatever it was.
How long ago was that? How far back are we talking about here?
8 years.
8 years.
Brand new, basically, recently, right?
Yeah, but I guess like we just came here like 8 years ago, pretty much. So we know this. Whatever's happened before 8 years ago, we have
No
no
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
You know what? You're not the only Canadians that are thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a reverse. That's what's going on. Let me do a quick shout out. I got Joseph's Tea on, JD Design and Build. Thank you so much. Are you looking for a sustainable and durable real wood solution to elevate your next project? Let me introduce you to the gold standard. Thermery, the world's largest and most trusted manufacturer of thermally modified wood and sauna materials. Their wood is like the superhero version of regular wood, stronger, more stable, and ready to take on whatever Mother Nature throws its way. With a wide range of thermally modified wood products from decking and cladding to sauna and statement walls, when you choose Thermery, you're not just investing in quality, you're investing in the health of our planet too. Join countless architects, designers, builders, and homeowners who have trusted Thermery to bring their vision to life. The best way to fully experience the Thermery difference is to hold the real thing in your hands, so visit their website today at www.thermeryusa.com and also find them on IG at thermeryusa. Looking for cutting-edge solutions for your spray foam needs? Look no further than Elastichem Specialty Chemicals. With a remarkable track record spanning over 3 decades, Elastichem stands as an industry-leading supplying contractors across Canada with top-grade closed-cell, open-cell, and specialty foam products and accessories. Experience hassle-free spraying in both summer and winter with Insulthane Extreme, Canada's groundbreaking HFO closed-cell product. Time is precious, and we know it. Optimize your efficiency and avoid downtime by choosing the best products with the best technical and customer support. Elevate your spray foam game today with Insulthane Spray Foam products by Elastichem. Give them a try today. Visit their website at www.elastichem.com or give them a call at 1-877-787-2436. Seeking top-tier windows? Look no further. Payne's Window Manufacturing is the ultimate choice for custom builders, contractors, and homeowners. Visit www.paynes.com now to experience the pinnacle of quality and customization. Get your instant custom quote today. Elevate excellence with us. Plus, enjoy nationwide shipping across Canada and the US. Do you dread the office? Are you spending your personal time on paperwork? Join the club. The good news is there's a solution that isn't hard or overwhelming. With Synced Up's estimating and job tracking software, you can plan for it and hit your profit goals, all while cutting your estimating time by up to 90%. Do you know where your money is going? Are you sure you're even making money? Synced Up will show you exactly where your money is going with its simple budgeting tool, revealing those cash leaks so you can take back control of your business. Do you wonder if all those payroll hours are making you money or costing you money? Synced Up tracks your unbillable labor, helping you optimize for project efficiency and ensuring each job is profitable. At Synced Up, they're here to help contractors thrive, not just survive. Get a budgeting consultation with a Synced Up expert looking over your shoulder to help you optimize your company's budget for free using the link in the show notes. If you love what you see, you can use the TCL discount and get 20% off on your first 6 months. Annual plan is required. Just click on the link in the show notes to book your call with the sales team and mention the TCL podcast. Check out syncedup.com and at syncedup on IG to level up your business. Hey architects and builders, do you want to stand out from the competition? Fraser Wood Siding has your back. Fraser Wood Siding is a leader in pre-finished wood siding. They manufacture beautiful pre-finished wood siding using only the highest quality PEFC certified Canadian softwood. Fraser Wood Siding is available in 17 profiles and unlimited colors. Fraser Wood Siding is available in 17 profiles and unlimited colors. Supplied by the global leader in paints, Sherwin-Williams. Whether your design taste is classic, contemporary, conservative, or bold, they've got you covered. They'll gladly match the color of any paint manufacturer and send a sample on an actual piece of Fraser Wood Siding in just a few days. Visit their website at www.fraserwoodsiding.com and reach out about your upcoming projects to benefit from their industry-leading lead times. Fraser Wood Siding, get inspired. I also want to do some shout outs here because I've been trying to catch up on my messaging. Just give me a second, guys. I just got to share this here. First message I want to share is Bradley. He reached out to me. He wanted to chat with me. His message was, hey, Manny, Bradley, I'm a huge fan of the show. I listen to the podcast every day the last year or two. I'm 23 years old, been working construction for the last 6 years as a framer, finishing carpenter. I grew up in Newmarket. 2 years ago, I decided to make the drive and start myself on a new life in Edmonton. So now he's working out west there. So far, it has been a roller coaster ride, but still great. And I have some really good contacts with some high-end builders out here, one of which I'm working with at the moment as a site super. I really wanted to start up my own business out here. I know doing side work and building your own brand on the side is probably the best way to do it. However, my boss does not agree with me doing side work and says it should stay in the company. What should I do? So I've actually been talking to him quite a bit about this, and then I said, listen, Bradley, it makes more sense. Just here's my number. Let's talk, and then we're going to talk tomorrow about it. But a lot of guys have this interesting dilemma, right? Because they're young, they're 23, and they're hungry, and they want to do other stuff. And I disagree with his boss because it's you should have the opportunity to work outside.
Oh, it's his job to tell him this, right? But then this guy can make his own due diligence. And
if he's still doing his work that he's supposed to be doing for the boss.
Well, Saturdays are volunteer, right? That's what we say. Saturday you can take a day off and like if you have a proper boss, he wouldn't say anything about that, right? So
I mean, I'm going to have a chat with him tomorrow. And then I also do want to mention, I had another conversation with, if everybody's familiar with the older episodes of the show here, Mr. Smith, who was an alias for an inspector that was on the show. He didn't want to give up his identity for obvious reasons. So we always call him Mr. Smith. He reached out and he was saying, hey, Manny, I listened to your HVAC show recently, and you were asking about the sprinkler head in the mechanical room in a house with 2 units. And obviously you need a duct type smoke detector required in the furnace, and if it's a shared furnace, you got to prevent the smoke from transferring from one unit to the next unit. So that's why you need that smoke probe, which is about $400 to install. And then the question became about a sprinkler. And I had an interesting situation where I had an inspector come by to inspect, and he insisted that there's going to be a sprinkler inside the mechanical room. And I was like, that's not code, right? And he goes, well, no, it's at the discretion of the inspector. And I was like, I didn't say anything because I'm not interested in picking a fight at that moment. But then he also became the interesting inspector where he came in and he started assessing things on the existing dwelling. And he was right away said all these smoke alarms in the existing dwelling have to be changed to 3-to-1s. Now we have the 3-to-1s, which are smoke, carbon, and strobe light. And I understand any new construction is 3-in-1, but existing isn't. So then he said, no, you have to change this one down, 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 down. Right? And I'm like, okay, let me look into that. And I didn't like his attitude. So I challenged him and I spoke to his boss. And then all of a sudden I had a conversation and he's wrong and I'm right. If you renovate an area of the existing dwelling, then you have to upgrade that smoke alarm. But if it's an existing one, you do not have to touch it. My concern, and I brought this up to his boss, the supervisor, how many homes has that inspector walked in and made people change all those smoke alarms for something that they didn't have to do? Oh. That's the problem that I had with that statement of his, right? And then sure enough, after I spoke to his boss, he sends me an email. Yeah, no problem at all. It's all good. We'll close the file. Thank you.
That's cool. You just have to be proactive.
Yeah, you just got, it's not, don't be afraid. Like I know the young trades are very nervous about challenging, especially inspectors and I'm not saying in challenging the MOL inspectors or anything like that, but I'm just saying like you have the right to challenge. If you're familiar with the building code, you've learned the building code, you've built things and you know things, you have the right to challenge. Don't be an asshole about it. Yeah. Be respectful about it, but you have the right to challenge it, right? So I don't mind having conversations with supervisors after the fact.
Honestly, we try not to.
Well, because you guys are building it in a certain way, and I guess is framing advancing faster than you guys are understanding the code?
No,
it's not, right? So you have space, right? You have time to work with it. In my opinion, there's too many LVLs, too much steel, too much everything.
Very few new rules in the past 8 years, maybe 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Some new minor modifications, so we know about them pretty much right away.
And also, different inspector has different approach. It's not like the same rule for everyone. And what's important that you have to know what you're doing. Then you won't have any problem. So just study the subject, let's say, right? And after you can, if inspectors know something better than you, just listen to him. If not, you can always have a discussion, but definitely no arguments. I mean, arguments never solve the problem.
You're gonna test each other.
Yeah.
And most of the time it's men. So what do men do when they get tested? They want to just exactly, right? And so it doesn't solve the problem.
The toughest inspector we have is a woman, actually.
Which is great.
I forgot her name, but man.
Okay. You see her a lot, that she comes on the job site a lot because she's that area that you guys are working in.
Yeah, in Markham. At least 5 different buildings or maybe more. She's inspected.
And I'm sure she knows her stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. She's so picky, but you can't argue with her because she knows the thing.
Of course.
So this should be like this. I'm like, actually, yes, but I hoped you wouldn't pick on it. But I just did. So yeah.
Yeah, but we never had a...
but no arguing with her.
No,
problems with
it's
her.
just discuss. I look at it like if you're a young tradesperson or even an old tradesperson and you're having an inspection done, look at it as an opportunity to learn something.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Because the thing is, you've seen the OBC, you've seen the books, right? I don't know a single person other than there's been a few inspectors and I think a few other consultants. They've literally gone through every single page.
Yeah.
I did.
I've never.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I did just because I have it. I just checked all the pages, but doesn't mean that you actually can absorb all that.
No, you can't.
Just impossible, and it's all mixed up. So you really need to know how to read that building code. But yeah, it's really tricky.
It's a guide. So then when you build something and they question it, you can go to that section and read it. And make sure that it conforms with what you've built, as long as it does, right?
It's not a list to follow. It's more like just a bunch of rules that you need to know.
Sometimes they're pretty vague too. So,
And I know recently there's been a lot of chatter about. I think some people in Parliament are trying to push to just ignore the provincial codes and just the whole country go with the national code.
Oh, I never heard about that.
Which I agree with, because I always felt that the national code was always ahead of the provincial codes, right? And I just don't understand why we have these two codes. Why don't we just go with the one code for the entire country? But you get the argument that every province is different. In Vancouver out west, they built differently because of seismic, because of Mother Nature. There's more moisture going on. Here in Ontario, I don't know what we have. We just have bad management. That's what we have, right? So I don't know if that's really going to change if you change the code or something like that. But I would like to see just one code across the country.
Would make life way easier. So you can build different all over the country pretty much.
Yeah. That way you could, which would be a great opportunity for you guys, right?
Like for everyone. I mean, for example, if you have shortage of the, let's say, framers somewhere on the west, you can hire someone from the east, for example, for the season or something like that. But those guys, most likely, they're not gonna do that just because they're gonna spend more time on just starting all over again, just because they're not used to work in that environment. But if the rules were the same,
you literally just put the tool belt on and get to the site. And
a lot of guys
meet everybody.
I believe will enjoy that. For example, in summertime, going somewhere to BC, for example, it would be cool.
Yeah. Why do you framers, even when you go on vacation, you always go on vacation to do something?
Vacation.
You know what I mean? Like you guys.
That doesn't sound familiar.
No.
What do you mean?
Like a lot of outdoor stuff, a lot of outdoor projects, like a lot of things that come up. You guys are like, I got to tinker, I got to do this, I got to try that.
No, with all the honesty, vacations, we don't stay busy. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more time of like go on the beach, do nothing, spend time with your wife, kind of like that. Yeah.
But yeah, we're rarely having like vacations, like maybe like 1 week per year.
But when we do, we try not to work.
But still, we do work, but just on the outsource, on the
remote.
Let's say remotely.
Yeah. Remote. Yeah.
On the phone, on emails.
But then, do the families get upset because they're like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to just relax. You need to take a break."
That's the big issue. But again, this is just the life it is. There is hard times, good times, and you just find a way how to make your life better. But it doesn't mean it can be easy at the moment.
So far, I didn't find a better way to make money. So I'll stick to that for time being.
What were you doing back home? Because I know off mic before we got started, you guys are from Ukraine, right? So what were you guys doing?
Pretty young, man.
So you guys basically you were just like basically just enjoying life kind of thing, right?
Not really. Not really. Yeah.
No.
No. So basically, we graduated from university and stayed for a year and moved to Canada.
But you graduated out of what? What did you learn?
Civil engineering in Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture.
Yeah.
We're group mates.
Right. We know each other like for 15 years already. Like.
Oh, so you guys know a few things then.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yeah, you're not just swinging the hammer, man.
No. I even have after the graduation, I also spent like 1.5 years working as a like architectural technician.
Yeah.
Because I have like another like small, I wouldn't say it's degree, it's just like a college before university. And it just was easier for me to get the job after the graduation.
But building there is
totally different, of course.
It's not timber framing.
No, it's not about the frame.
It's not about frame. But on the other hand, like for example, me after graduation, like my father runs a construction company, so I just for a year was in and out of different trades, just helping out pretty much. Yeah, so I did some tile work, some drywalling.
Which one did you like the least?
The least? Oh man, I don't know.
Which one did you like?
Taping.
I'm not taping.
Sanding and taping. Yeah, that stuff. You know, a lot of dust and stuff.
I don't like that at all.
Like with all due respect for the trade, though. But
no, I don't like that one. I don't like doing that one either. Yeah. Okay.
But
so you tried everything?
A little bit.
Just to get a sense of it?
Kind of.
But not much framing back home, though.
Zero framing.
It's all concrete. The way, no offense to framers here.
Yeah.
It's better.
But
but
construction rules are the same pretty much. Yeah. Framing is just the technology, right?
True. Very, very
framing
true.
technology is way more advanced, I would say, because it's technology-wise, right? So you need to move a wall, right? You need to move a window, you move a window. Like everything happens pretty fast. You need like maybe 2-3 weeks to finish the box without a roof, right? It takes a bit more time if you do it all with bricks and concrete.
Of course.
Yeah, you can argue that it's like stronger, but how strong you need it though? Like,
and how long you needed that house?
Yeah, and recent history shows that if a shell happened to hit your house, no matter what it's done, like,
if it's concrete or wood, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So like stronger, okay. Squeaking is the only thing I can't. Really
movement. I guess there's no movement, but
it doesn't. Our house, they don't squeak. So Canadian houses, they do squeak a lot.
See, I did write down a few questions, and I know, first of all, you guys love curves. Like you guys make them look easy, and I love curves too. But we'll get into that. But the other thing I want to ask you guys is because you built certain projects. Here's my question: is the projects that you're working on today, will they stay Century homes? Century homes are a thing, in every major city, right? And we start remodeling Century homes, any home that's above 100 years or whatever. But I get the sense that you guys are making all this effort and all this engineering and all this steel and LVL and the way it's constructed, that in 100 years, someone with the right amount of money is just going to bulldoze it and then rebuild a brand new one all over again. They won't restore that one. What do you guys think?
I think that's exactly the case.
That's exactly the case. But if they're not going to bulldoze it, so it can technically stay for 100 years.
It will. I agree with you. Yeah.
So,
because the way it's built.
Yes.
But everyone's going to be like, I don't like the design of this, even though it's cutting edge today.
That's a different story then, right?
Yeah.
If it can withstand this time, yes, it can. But will it? Like, obviously nobody knows because it's a different philosophy of home ownership here, right? So you move in a place, and if it's like 30, 40 years old, likely that the land where it sits costs more than the house
more
itself.
valuable. Yeah.
So like you just tear it down and build something that, you like better.
I don't like that they do that because I like keeping, but Toronto's famous for tearing down. They're not famous for restoring.
Definitely, but there's for example, how it's done in Europe. For example, the downtown have to stay. For example, should have its in the identity, right?
Of course,
right.
Yeah.
But like whatever else, it's better to change. People are like moving. People are changing the places of living, and a lot of them just trying to start a new life. For example, they don't want to live in the old house,
grandma
for
house.
example, right? They want to create something new. It's great. Like because
are there no young people that don't appreciate the history of a house, or they just think I don't
if
like
that
it?
house has a history.
If the house has a history, exactly. But most of them don't like.
Most of them don't. Most of them, they're like one or two family, maybe 3 or 4 families in it.
Yeah.
And again, it can be just a bungalow. That
Like I
was
mean,
built
you're,
like
if your carpet in this 100-year house smells like like your grandma, it's not a history.
No, but you could rip up the carpet, you could resand the floors. I guess it's the
that's a
question.
renovation, right?
Yeah.
And then when you like,
what's left.
Yeah, what's left? How are you going to stretch this renovation? Where does it end? You tear down the carpet, maybe drywall as well. Maybe you change the insulation. Maybe you move few walls. Maybe you change the roof. Opa, you have a new house. So
But here's the layout of all the new homes. So the number one thing is that people want bigger kitchens, bigger bathrooms, bigger master suites.
Isn't it nice though?
Sorry, it's very nice, but the thing is, that's already here on the new house that's being built that you guys are framing. But 100 years from now, other than just destroying it because it's someone else's property and they want something new, the spacing is still going to be, it's probably like, I wonder if we're going to go back in time where it's going to be, the bathrooms are too big, the kitchens are too big. We need more wall separations. I want a separate formal dining room.
Honestly,
it could happen.
What I'm like personally, I don't like the way how those mansions.
They're too big.
They're too big. Just a waste of space.
You remember walking into a gymnasium?
Yeah,
And that kind of like that echoiness in your that's what it feels like.
Of course, but it's but those people they're like I believe they a little bit have a different view
And
about
approach.
that, right? That
They're
they
building
have a lot
house
of
for
money.
themselves. And again, this philosophy that we have here in Canada about the home ownership is you build a house for yourself. You don't build it for your kids. Like some people say they build it for their kids, but they're actually building it the way they want to have it. So, and their kids probably not going to live in that house anyways.
So they have a great opportunity to tear it down and just build something there.
Right.
100 years from now.
And again, it's gonna be profitable for all of us,
Because now the workforce continues working. Sure, we'll knock it down, but I just think that every conversation that happens about someone purchasing a house, they always have that conversation about do we just tear it down or do we remodel it?
But again, the houses we're building, right? Like it's, for example, we're doing some renovations as well, right? We don't just build new builds.
Yep.
We do some renovations as well. And sometimes the older house is pretty nice, right? It's 34 years old, but back in the day, you also had like bungalows or some nice houses. So those nice houses are still nice. So when we renovate them, we change a few things. We change the layout, but we're like keeping the structure, keeping like a lot of stuff, right? So I think some of the houses we're building right now, in 20, 30 years from now, some of them are really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, you may change the flooring or some appliances or whatnot, but the ones that we're building right now, like not necessarily going to get teared down, right? They're
I don't
going to
see
be
them.
fresher.
Maybe
They're gonna
100
be
years
like-
from now, they might get torn down when they want to just start from scratch again, right?
Yes, but in the next 20, 30 years, I mean, I'm not saying it's very sustainable, but it's pretty much in line what was going on for the past like century or whatnot.
It's true. It's
So
true. But
we
it's mostly happening outside of the core, the downtown, right? Because
Yes.
you're limited though.
Yes.
In the downtown, right? You're
But
stuck.
in the downtown, they have to kind of keep, like, make the face of the city for sure. The rest doesn't really matter.
You see, in the downtown, well, a lot of properties in downtown, even though they're super expensive and all that, like, they don't necessarily look nice. They look like, very old grandma houses, and
It takes a lot for me to be impressed with a house in the downtown core.
Yeah, nowadays, yeah, but like if we're talking about the concept, right? Because like in the future, because we're talking about, let's say 20, 30 years ahead, what's gonna happen if we need to keep or we need to start again. So it has to be like one, for example, design for most of the houses. Like, I mean, not the like overall design, but at least like the concept. So all the residential gonna look pretty much the same, like same as you have it like in Paris, like in downtown of Paris. You know what I mean?
Then it makes
Not
sense.
like,
then have an
some
architectural like look. Then you can keep it
for the future, right?
But that works in Europe. It doesn't work here because the people here don't want to make it work.
Yeah, just because it's all about money, right?
Well, it goes back to your point where you're saying this house is my house. I'm building it for me. I don't care about the street.
Exactly.
In Europe,
but
it's caring about the street.
But in Europe, it's not about like, I mean, you can say it about the people, but it's about the regulations.
Yes,
they're not going to allow you to do anything else. They can say, okay, you can do whatever
I
you want
personally
inside,
love that.
but outside we need, whatever, red brick.
Yeah, I love
period.
that. Mm-hmm. I know there's height restrictions in certain cities.
You can have red brick and also only these 3 tones of red brick. That's it. Or like, for example, Jerusalem, right? All Jerusalem is pretty much white.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't build a red
They
house
want it to
or
look
black house.
a certain way. Yes.
Exactly.
If you want to have a red house, you can build it like
in the area,
kilometers out of downtown, right?
Yeah, build it outside of the city, build whatever you want. But then in the city, there should be there should be restrictions.
But they don't do that here in Toronto.
Like not right now, maybe in the future they will.
I think they're trying. They have some restrictions, height restrictions. They do have.
They height restrictions, and depending on the age of the home, there's also historical restrictions on what you can do, remodel, change, stuff like that, right? Yes. It depends, yeah. But that's only in certain neighborhoods. But when it comes to larger, more expensive neighborhoods, then they could just park whatever they want. Like Drake could just park whatever he wanted there. He didn't have to design something that suited that neighborhood. It was just designed to him, right?
That's because here, I mean, in North America, in general, people sort of have more liberties in terms of like their ownership. Like, this is my house, and and you got to respect that as well. Mm-hmm. So this is like part of North American identity. I want to say Canadian, but it's very similar in the U.S.
It's 100% the same. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, it cannot be the same as Europe because we're not in Europe. And if I liked Europe that much,
Europeans, I like Europe.
Yeah, I like Europe too, but I live in Canada, man. Like,
no, I know, and I
could have moved anywhere, like in like Germany, UK, whatever. But for some reason, I'm here and I'm not there, right? So,
when you guys started framing here, was it a challenge, or was it almost second nature when you guys, because you have the schooling behind you? Was it easy for you to pick up the hammer and start?
At that point, nothing was easy. No? But
it was just the two of you guys, right? There was nobody else, or was there more people?
No, like when we just came here, like again, we're not started framing. We just went to work with our friends at that moment for some other framing company.
Yeah.
Then where we learned all the technology after some, let's say, self-education. After some time, we figured that we can do it on our own. But definitely, like, we were working like horses. We still do, but I mean, like...
back in the day, it was different. Like, because we came here on student visas, right? So we need to study in a college.
Yeah.
So we could only work, let's say, 4 days a week. So that means no Sundays. We were working every single day.
Cow, wow.
So I remember these days, like, I work 7 to 12, hop in the car, go to Kitchener, because I was actually studying in Kitchener, right? So that was the only college that was available for that time frame, which I was aiming when I was in Ukraine.
Hour plus drive each way.
I didn't care. So what I cared is I want to be in Toronto in February. Which college are available like at the moment? So I wanted to go to George Brown, and they said, the program is in 7 months. Okay,
that's done.
Next, so next was Kitchener. I was like, where's Kitchener? Well, it's 100 kilometers from Toronto.
This far away on the map.
Yeah, I'll open the map. It's all right.
It's a little further. Yeah, I know.
So, and that's it. Like lunchtime, hop in the car, go college, go back, next day work. Then I approached a couple of professors and said, listen, I know the study is very important. I enjoy it so much, but I don't have money. So in order for me to have money to pay for this stuff, I need to work.
Yeah.
So let's make sort of a deal. I have 4 classes a week. I'll attend 2. And next week I'm going to attend 2 that I missed this week, so to speak. And
he was
shout out to those guys.
He was good about it?
They were good about it.
That's actually smart.
Yeah.
Clever.
But I mean, I passed all the quizzes, so like my attendance was maybe lower than average, but I did the stuff.
Are you graded on attendance when you're paying for school?
No. And
No,
it's like
I
it's
think-
postgraduate, so
It's postgraduate
Yeah.
certificate.
it's already on the base of
Yeah.
our like previous education plus
course.
experience, so it's
Yes.
a little bit different. So.
And you were doing the same thing, Jimmy? Like
Yeah, in the George Brown.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like for me, it was easier just inside a city, so I just could work half day, hop on the on the classes. That's it.
How many years did you guys do that for?
2 years.
2 years.
2
eh?
years. So that what that means is that all the money we saved, because you have to pay.
There's no time to spend it.
Yeah.
No, it's just not enough time to make it. Like
Yeah.
7 grand
Yeah.
per.
Almost 8, right? 7. I
Like
pay
almost
7,500 every 4 months.
4 months.
Every 4 months, 7,500. So that means you need to save $2,000 per month, and you need to like study, and you need to like do all the good stuff. So yeah, it was pretty hard those first 2 years. When the study was over, we kind of
Yeah, and it was enough
it was
time
a
for
relief.
us
Yeah.
to also learn the trade. So
Yeah.
pretty much after we graduated, we got all the working visa and everything, and we opened our own business at that moment right away.
Pretty much right away. Yeah.
So I'd like to know who convinced you to go with DeWalt and Hitachi?
Just
Or is that coming from back home?
Who convinced what? Sorry.
For you guys to use DeWalt and Hitachi?
just whatever other companies are using.
Whatever you were working with, and
Yes,
that's what they
just
had.
whatever
That we got
familiar.
used to. Yeah.
And you just
We
got
were
used
familiar.
to it. Yeah.
But
Right away.
first of all, it was a skill, so just a warm dry, like
Yeah,
the
warm dry.
corded one,
Corded,
the
yeah.
regular one.
Corded, yeah.
Yeah.
no, of course.
Then we we worked our way to sort of what are our favorite tools. We bought more. Some of them didn't fly that like.
Which
well.
ones?
Which ones suck? Which ones suck? Well, it's subjective.
You guys are framers, so I know that there's a diehard committee of framers that are skill saw, that are battery skill saw. They live and breathe by it. There's framers that live and breathe by Hitachi guns.
But we have friends, and they have their companies too, and they're also
Yes,
framers.
yes.
But we don't agree with them on a single thing about tools, so it's very subjective.
But the work is the same, and you can't
Yes.
tell what tool made that work.
No, you can't. No.
Honestly, I'm not paying a lot of attention. It's more about the productivity. Like
Yes.
Exactly.
just get everything you need to perform
Yes.
and
Yeah.
to do the job.
Guys saying, you know what, we like DeWalt skills are better than Milwaukee, for example. Okay, we swapped them to DeWalt, so we have all the skills are
We tried
DeWalt.
like both.
Yeah, we have both, and
Honestly, on my opinion, like
then they cut both of them cut. So.
exactly.
That's what I mean. It's
It's
like
rough framing.
You can't tell, like that wall there. You can't tell which tool made that wall.
And then
Yeah,
even if we know that this brand new Hitachi skill set is better, but we already have like 10 DeWalt skills. So what are we supposed to do
You're
with
not
those?
gonna swap it.
Yeah, we're not gonna swap it. Yeah,
And also the service. I mean, like
That's a big one too.
Right?
Yes.
yeah. No, people who
availability of
yeah.
those tools to replace them, for example.
Yeah.
Some brands, for example, are like, we're like just the fresh one, like the Max, the new nailer and the compressor.
that's the
everything.
best one in the world.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Max.
I don't.
High pressure gun.
Higher pressure gun, high pressure hose, higher pressure
everybody's
compressor.
like,
It's a
Why
so
is
the
that
to-
gun so good?
because it's the like
Like
it's the shit, man. That's the best thing
All
you can
through,
get.
even cold winter.
like it
even
doesn't matter.
whatever.
It's like really powerful. Really powerful.
So our gun we use like Hitachi gun with a standard hose with a standard compressor
Yes.
is 100 to 120 psi.
Yeah.
That one is 300.
300 psi.
The max. It's 300 psi, 250 or 300.
I don't remember. Like,
but it's
what is the
by fault, right?
Who makes max? Who's that?
USA.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is you cannot get it anywhere. Just
you can get it in Canada.
so it doesn't make, for example, for our company, we need a few of them. And what we're gonna do if it's gonna if we
get
need
broken?
to
we
repair
need
it,
to
you know?
What about servicing?
ship it
Exactly.
to USA, and then
So when it comes to whatever is easier, DeWalt is like really nice. You can get it everywhere, and again, they doing replacement or repair really fast.
Yeah. So there
that's what
are tools
matters.
which are like better, especially the Snailer. Oh, by far. So
You don't have to hammer LVLs after you do it?
No, never. And you can
Because of the 300 PSI or the gun?
you can nail the LVL same way you sheet the floor. So
No.
yeah,
Yes,
you can.
yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you can. You
And
can.
also it has a gun like which nails the nails for the metal, so you can attach the wood
board to the metal. You go like bam, 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 bam. Done.
Not using the shotgun.
No
anymore.
shotgun, no powder, no nothing.
Can you auto-tune it too as well? Like, I mean, it's got to be making some music at that point when it's going through there on the job
well,
site.
it looks like, it looks and sounds like music already. So, I mean, and we wanted to get one. But then just the logistic of this thing doesn't work at this moment.
You
got to
wait a little while before it actually starts to penetrate Canada, and then it's going to be everywhere,
Canada needs
right?
to accept it.
We're always
open up
last on
service
that
center.
line. You know that, huh?
We're okay. We'll wait.
Well, you'll
No
wait
rush.
for it, right?
No rush. Hitachi works nice as well. So
Hitachi, like
no big deal. They're cheaper too. So
But they're hard to... Are you talking about the new Hitachis or the older Hitachis?
we use
A5.
A5 coiler.
Okay, yeah.
Good enough. I like good enough. It's good enough.
Because it's production. You
Yeah.
care more about the production than
Yes.
you care about, I guess, the car that you drove to get the production. You know what I mean?
For the most part.
For the most part is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's like that.
Yeah.
Like, I will challenge anybody. Build a wall. Build a wall and use whatever you want. And all I care about is that wall going up and it's properly
Yeah.
built.
Exactly.
As
That's what
per
matters.
code, as per design. Simple as that.
Pretty much.
And also, if we were using these tools by ourselves only, then we might, just take whatever
Yeah.
you like,
Yes,
make your like
yes.
personal set of tools.
But
But
you
we
have
have a bunch of guys and they mostly using the tools.
Now, the crew that you guys have, so I know off mic we were just talking, it's 12 guys that you underneath you, right?
It's plus and minus, but yes.
Yeah, in and around. But
Yeah.
who's the youngest? Who's the oldest?
25.
25 is the youngest.
And who's the oldest?
50.
51, I guess.
51.
51,
Vessel is
52.
51.
Mhm.
51,
Okay.
yeah. But that guy, you will never tell. He's a beast. The guy's a beast.
Just works.
Man, he's no.
He's how many? He's got. How old is he?
51.
So he's got 55 years of experience in framing, right?
No.
Man,
No. Definitely not. But
he's just the kind of a guy who,
He just works.
works like a horse for his whole life, enjoys it, and never stops. That's just,
How'd you guys find him?
we're
Just
lucky.
lucky.
He found us.
But again, like definitely it was like a filter.
Yeah.
Like the people
To get
can't-
these 12 people.
Yeah, it's like
Jesus,
really,
man.
it was really hard, and it took time.
How
It's
many
like-
guys did you have to go through to find these?
Maybe
A lot.
100, I don't know.
No, really that much,
Yeah,
huh?
Okay, so for example, Dima mostly actually responsible for hiring people in like the way we distribute our
like
responsibilities. It's more of a
What's your responsibility?
well, I do taxes, I do Instagram.
Admin, okay.
Yeah, I do some other stuff.
Okay.
Too, right. So
You run the business. He drives the car.
no,
We're pretty much
No,
doing
it's-
the both. We just
Yeah.
decided
Yeah.
like just to
You handle this and-
reduce the frictions,
Yeah.
just some
Yeah.
of the.
so if I'm doing this, why you should do this?
Of course.
I'm gonna
yeah, it's just gonna make the complications like
yeah.
in the end. We need to like discuss all that,
Yeah.
like split the responsibilities.
responsibilities. So you stick to that, I stick
But
to this.
it's
and it works.
mostly like a, let's call it like office job.
Yeah.
But
But it's
about
an
terms of-
important job.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. But anyways, 80% of our time is just the
because it's just the job itself.
yeah.
And in
the
that
organizing the
regard,
crews and the
in that
jobs and
regard, our responsibilities are identical. So Dima is running his job site, I'm running my job site, and we're pretty much doing the same thing.
Were you getting frustrated when you kept on going through people trying to find because you were expanding because you were getting work, and then you were asking him, how did that interview go? How did that?
No,
interview?
never. No. It doesn't
No?
work this way. It's more that what hiring people as a whole, like it's a very interesting subject, like labor shortage, and then now we don't have labor shortage, so.
like
the
we
wo-
personally,
We
not
personally,
like,
I'm not sure about the rest of the crews. and all
It's
that.
always a constant, probably number one.
Mhm.
Number one problem.
Honestly, we're blessed not to have this problem at all right now. Like, it's
but
not,
you had to go through 100+ people to find
yes,
to solve the problem.
yes. And how it was, so basically during the COVID times, when everybody was getting free money, and we were getting a lot of job, like really, we were getting loads and loads of job that we couldn't handle just because we had 5 people and we were struggling to get more. And we were posting our advertisement everywhere. At that point, I was doing this as well. So me and Dima, both of us did this, right? Facebook groups, at least, I don't know, 20 of them. We just Job Toronto, Robota Toronto in Ukrainian, in Russian, in whatever language. We just, posted our, company information, all that we're hiring. Other websites, Kijiji, everywhere.
No pictures, just information?
No,
Information,
with the
pictures, everything. Just, we're gonna make you like, conditions were good as well.
Give us a shot.
Yeah. Conditions we were inviting people, kind of like that, and we were getting none, zero response for in the months, maybe 2-3 phone calls. I'm like, yeah, what's the pay? Like this and that. If you know what you're doing, yeah, I know what you're doing. I've been doing this for 57 whatever years, whatnot. Okay, show up tomorrow.
You do a
7:30.
good white guy Canadian voice. It's good.
Like, okay, bro, tomorrow 7:30, no problem. Yeah, sure, I will be there. Never hear from him again. And people like that.
I know.
How many people like that we have?
Like I stopped counting at some point.
What do you think
It doesn't
happens?
really matter.
Like, what do you think happens? Do they just
free money, like again,
slept in,
at that
the alarm?
point,
I don't know.
Let's say construction. It's not that everyone like to do, right? It's already really limited in the amount of people that you potentially can hire.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pool
for
people,
sure.
yeah.
So and especially with the free money, who wants
That pool
to
got shrink pretty much, and then borders got closed for a little while. So
Then it became, I just want to get paid cash.
That's
we were
for sure.
willing
But
to pay
anyways,
anything, like cash check, whatever. We just couldn't get any people at all. Then
So what did you change from the groups?
environment changed. We didn't change
exactly.
anything.
Oh,
You cannot do anything in that environment. Like I mean, and it's not worth it. You just need to live through that.
Yeah. Man, you don't know what
What's
we've been
important
dealing
in the end,
with.
if you see that the potential
Yeah.
in the worker, just do everything to keep him.
Yeah.
So
And
I mean,
we're doing just that.
but you were just looking for an ounce of potential.
Yes.
You were like, this person,
Yeah.
they will be a part of our team.
Okay, so many guys didn't show up at all. Some guys did show up, in fact. So they came in 7:30. Some of them were late. Worked till lunch. Said, you know what, man? It's not gonna work out for me, and left. These type of people,
a lot of people.
a lot, tens.
It's not going to work out for me.
No.
Did
It's
they
not
show
gonna-
up with their own pouch and their own?
Even so, even with their pouch or without the pouch, but they work half a day. Say, you know what, man? It's pretty hard. Like, no.
Especially in summertime.
Summer, we had like decent people coming in, like grown-ups who lost their employment, whatever, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
I see this, normal-looking guy. Everything's okay about him, but he worked like till 12 or noon. Said, you know what? Appreciate the opportunity, guys, but no.
But another problem that you actually cannot hire the framers. Like not just when we're like looking for the employee, right? They have to have at least some experience,
Of course.
right?
They have to have some sort of site experience. It's
At
very
least
dangerous just to put somebody like off the street, put them on the job site.
We're trying to get any people at all.
Any people at
Any
that
people.
point.
At that point, any people at all. We had this other guy who I think I'm 90% positive he was a crackhead. I'm 90%, and that was okay even with that guy because we were so short. We had like 3 jobs running, and we have like 5 people in 3 jobs, which barely makes 2 at each job site. So I need at least somebody to be legally, legally you need at least 2 people to be on a job site present. So this guy, man, I still have nightmares, like literally. He had the,
No, don't tell me that. Really?
Yeah. From the crack pipe, yeah. He was a big white guy, Canadian, but
White lips, like kind of.
eyes and everything like this.
Trying not to look at him anyways.
Yeah,
Here's some power tools.
yeah, and
Come back with all the limbs.
But in the end, he had
he worked.
experience. He was a
He was a
framer.
worker. He
He
was
has some problems, but he wasn't.
Oh, those are big problems.
He's a
though.
framer.
Yeah,
He had
yeah.
a lot of years of
Yeah.
experience, but something went different.
Nobody
direction
was
at some
enjoying
point
his
of-
company, but yeah.
So how did you guys survive that? Like, how did you just waited it out?
Just
Just
work
like
it
that.
through.
Just
Just
work it through.
like we took a lot of on our own shoulders.
And then
like,
what
just
was
to
the
push it
moment
through.
that it started turning around? That more and more guys were coming out and reaching out to you, and they were getting better. I guess
After COVID,
After
pretty
COVID.
much.
pretty much right after, huh?
Yeah.
And after
when they stopped
slowly-
issuing checks,
That's what I was just kind of coordinating with it. Yeah,
this issuing checks was a stupid
the
idea.
dumbest
to-
move
yeah.
ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It hurt all small businesses.
100%.
It actually killed a lot of small businesses, which is really
I
bad,
don't know,
right?
yeah. It's sometimes worse things are done with best intentions. I think it's one of those things, maybe.
I'll disagree on that
Yeah.
one because of the people who actually made those intentions, right?
Okay,
That's a different argument, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
In hindsight, if you were to go back,
yeah,
with the knowledge that we have right now, those aren't the best intentions, right?
again,
Like you cannot make the decisions based on the on.
I was
afterwards
working.
or-
I was working through those
post
years.
factum, it's easy to judge.
Yes.
At the time,
Of course.
it wasn't easy. Nobody knew what to do,
But the
and this,
majority
that.
of construction people that were not formal construction, when I say formal construction, high rise, union
Yeah.
construction, the majority of custom construction, most of the guys that I knew were not masking up. Everybody was working. We were all just working.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's fine.
I've done
We
the
had our
stop-loss, yeah.
stations. We were taking care of everything. We were doing everything that the Ministry of Labor was asking
Yeah.
us to do. We had that going on.
We had that going on
But
too.
we were still working.
That's the good thing because on the residential, like you cannot potentially have a lot of people there anyways. Like
Yeah.
for example,
But for a crew of 4, that's
Yeah.
that's
we
So you were
rarely
basically in the parameters of what you were supposed
Yeah.
to be doing anyway, right?
so all the social distancing that they requested pretty much.
pretty
like
much.
3-4
Yeah.
guys
And we're
on the
essential
job site.
service as well, right? We provide housing, so technically,
It was good not to see any traffic in Toronto. Like
this
there was
is-
some positives attached to all that, right?
kind of. Yeah, for us, in terms of job, nothing changed that much.
Yeah. So when was it out of the last 8 years that you guys finally realized we have a business here? This is
Maybe
this is
just-
going to work.
Just now, maybe I don't
Just
know.
recently?
No, like I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't tracking that much. We're just doing every day, just trying to improve, pretty much. And at some point, it's not like we stopped. We're still in the process, right?
But you have to appreciate the fruits of your labor. You have to look at back and go.
Oh, definitely. Every year we can see the
Look
fruits.
what we're doing.
Every year
Yeah,
we
for
can
sure.
see
We
fruits.
try to analyze, and I think the most important the most important responsibility that we, me and Dima, share in all of this operation that we're having, is not just swinging your hammer, but trying to think about this as a process which can be broken down into little processes and how
Yeah.
to operate those and how to manage these things, how to hire proper people, whom of those people put in charge, how to make links, who works better with the other guys, who don't work very well together, how to separate them, and just we focus on these things because in the end of the day, that's what increases productivity. And we just
Production.
we're trying to improve the production.
Yeah.
So like even you asked about the tools. What tools are we using? We're using those tools, which is easier to fix.
Because when a
That's-
tool is down,
Yeah,
production's down.
exactly. And
You don't want
swap
tools
it.
down.
Yeah.
And the people, it's a crucial. So let's say if previously we had just three men's crew, right?
Yeah.
So we were thinking more about like how to build the wall, roof, and all that, more like on the technical side. Right now, like most of the that we're discussing is just how to get the more guys, how to teach them what are the weak sides that we might improve in them, what they need to
How
learn.
to motivate those
How to
people.
motivate
How
them,
to keep
like,
them. How to
uh,
keep the good guys.
Exactly. Organize the process in a way that they will be more productive. So it's just the our jobs is just shifted to that operation management side instead of just the technical. Because technical, it's not an issue if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just the same thing that you like, pretty much like a process, any process. Right.
But I would still say, which is just to bring it to the matter, that the most complicated things on every single project,
course.
every single time, is done by me or Dima. That's just as given,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
So if we're talking about some weird ass gable roof with some banana roof or cone roof or something that's difficult, and which is more difficult to explain than just to do.
To do it.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
But you want them to learn one day.
No,
Of course.
You don't?
No. But yes,
Some
we
things
want
no.
them to learn one day how to do the complicated things like I don't know, like cone roofs or anything. But it's not the key. Key is
That's not the lesson.
like I mean they have to know that because they're framers. If they want to be the professional framers, they have to know everything.
Yes.
But it's not what like make them because the main issue how to keep them, right? Because when you spend a lot of time on teaching it's already it becomes part of your kind of everyday life. It's your friend, right?
Yeah.
You're investing in these
And the biggest
people.
dilemma, if you teach them too well and they know everything that you know, that at some point they're just gonna,
Like
Go on.
I have
That's the
Which-
mistake that they
yeah.
make.
which is
exactly that's the mistake because not to like you should provide the job.
They're
You should
not
know how
ready
to-
yet. They're. I think that most people are leaving before they're not ready. They need
That's-
a little bit more in the oven, just a tiny bit more.
Yeah, and sometimes what they think is important, what they think should be in that oven, is not the actual thing that they need.
Yes.
Because, yeah, you might know how to do the work. You have zero problems with that. Do you know how to, negotiate with the client? You know how to provide sufficient
Communication.
amount of job for the whole year to keep you busy and your
Yes.
hired workers busy, or you're gonna lose your worker after a month. Yeah, you get a first house. What's next? Like you need to be like sort of, you need to be first of all, you need to be wired in a certain way to sort of do it. I think personally, and some people just appreciate the comfort of being employed and being
They don't want the responsibility
appreciated.
that you guys are.
Yeah, and nothing
taking
wrong
on.
about that because we have some guys. I think we pay them decent money, honestly, and they're doing a proper job, and their life don't have this stress of not knowing what's gonna happen. What's the next move? What's tomorrow? What's gonna happen when this project's over? He just receives a text message, 8:00 tomorrow, 7:30. Start
Address,
fresh.
time.
Done.
Address, time.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, and it's.
There's a lot of work behind that address, time, text, right? A lot of work.
So we're
Yeah.
trying to provide them with that comfort, what they need, and some people like it's over. In the end, you just want to have more independence. That's what motivates you kind of to start your own. But for example, if you have a nice people behind you who can even like let's say like my personal opinion, so instead of like leaving the company that you spend a lot of time and the people, just try to find the other way of that business relationship. For example, subcontracting.
Yeah.
If you like to work not on the hourly basis or daily or whatever, just find the middle ground with someone you know already and try piecework if it will work out with you. It's going to be beneficial for both in the end.
Just turn your mic there, Dima. Sorry, yeah, so it's pointed at you. That's all. Sorry, no, I don't want to lose your talking. I want to ask you guys about a few things. What's the number one thing that your crew loves about
Coffee break.
Coffee break? Really?
1,000%.
When is it? What is it? At 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10:30.
And then what's the second one? At 2?
No, second one.
No
Like,
second
no
one?
lunch.
Second,
like-
lunch.
like-
Second is lunch.
Lunch?
Yeah.
What time you guys close that day? Like you wrap it up at what, 4?
5.
5 o'clock,
5:30.
right?
Summertime,
No
6.
second one, eh? They're going to hear this now, and they're going to go, what do you mean second one? There's a second one?
No, like but it's lunch. They have like half an hour already. Like,
Right.
I mean,
So what's with all the curves? It's just because of the designs? Like the architects are coming in here and they're just giving you these challenges and you guys are like, okay, sure, no problem.
something like that.
Something like that, pretty much, yeah.
And then nobody has a jigsaw? What's going on?
Oh, we do have a jigsaw.
I know, but you guys cut it with a circ.
Sometimes yes, sometimes
Just
no.
easier.
It depends. If you need to
You
make,
make it look easy.
okay, if you need to make, say, 100 details,
That's different.
you take a jigsaw, which we
Of
do
course.
have. We do have few
Of
jigsaws.
course, yeah.
But if you need to cut one unique thing, running to the car, bringing this, setting it, and setting a table just to cut
Circ
it.
saw's right there.
Yeah, boom, boom, done.
Like again, if it's possible to do with the skill. So I mean, if the curve is not too like round, let's say, right?
Then you
So
just can make it work with skills.
definitely we're using, but it was, like most of the time they're not using such a tiny radius, let's say, right? So we can still use just the regular
skills. So yeah,
you just change the blade after that.
Yeah, it's
yeah, because that blade is going to be like that, right? That's just how it's going to be. We've all done that.
Yeah. So
I wanted to ask you guys, because I know in America we see a lot of it, the zip system.
Yeah.
You guys like it?
It's pretty cool. It's a bit more difficult to work with.
Okay.
Just a bit more labor intensive, but for sure it's a better system. Like 1,000%. We've done so far what? 2 houses?
With the zip system, yeah.
2 houses with zip system.
It's not popular yet, like
out of like many other houses we've done. So it's not, maybe they need to put some regulations in order to make people buy them, but
no, like just more expensive. Not everyone like looking for the quality. Most of them just.
The problem with the exterior sheathing is that the code is changing so much that you have to start adding so much more R value on the outside. So it's like you're getting other companies that are coming into that landscape, and then they're like, well, we've got a product the same way.
Yeah. At some point they're gonna. So we had this conversation with one of the builders, and he said, you know what, maybe this year or next year, we're gonna require you to apply what is called the styrofoam on top of the plywood. So you build with plywood and you put the styrofoam on top.
Yes.
In case that system going to be put in place and that's going to be a code, that's becoming code, that's when those zip systems come very handy.
Yeah.
Because it's already have this styrofoam and you have to do double the work.
So how do you handle a zip system with all the curves that I see that you guys are doing?
Like
same way? You mean
are you shaping
curves on the roof? On the roof, you don't use a zip system.
You're not.
Well, no, like even zip system in the U.S., they're actually promoting zip systems on the roof as well too.
Yes, but those ones don't have a styrofoam. Those are zip systems.
Yeah, they're just a sheet, they're ply, and then there's their membrane, right?
Yes.
But with your roof lines, what I've seen is you're getting the I don't even know what they're called, just the scoops on it, right?
Yeah, no problem. You can do the same thing with zip system. Basically, what the zip system is, you have this. It's green, right?
Yeah.
So this is a waterproof layer.
Yeah.
So it's a waterproof chipwood. It's not even a plywood. It's
They're
chipwood,
different.
Right?
Like if it's there is insulation on it, like it's much wider. But if we're talking about just the sheeting with the
generally the zip system is this sheet and styrofoam applied to it.
Yep.
And what it does, you have an air value. It's waterproof, and when you put it properly, you patch those. You tape the connection points. So. How can it be not better than just plywood?
Maybe design will change. Like they're not gonna do anymore those bell roofs, or because it's, or maybe they will do some exceptions in some specific areas, like to.
And again, when you,
I don't think it's an issue. We'll find a way. So far, just we don't have honestly, like we didn't.
But you have to charge a little bit more to install it because obviously it takes longer, right?
More labor intensive, higher the price. You see, the problem is. When we negotiate the price, some builders have the multiplier in their head. So this should be the price. And
what do you mean, the square foot price?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
of course.
And there's no such thing in construction as square foot price.
And then
we know that.
We know that. People don't. So we calculate the price. Me and Dima, okay, we spend this much time, we spend this much time. Oh, but they have this feature here. Okay, plus that. We come up with the price. We send the price in. Oh, you charge me, and there goes the price, like whatever the number is. I don't want to say no numbers, like X per square foot. Like, man, we don't charge you nothing per square foot. This is how much it costs for
based
us
on the scope and the drawings,
amount of time that we need to spend,
and our margin as a company, because we need to operate. Yeah,
it's not a hobby.
For free. Yeah. So with this zip system is the same. The houses are in fact getting more and more complicated. Even for the past 8 years that we've been doing this, more and more complications are put in place.
I think more complications in the last decade than probably the last 44 decades.
Right now they're putting so much metal inside the residential. It's like
it's insane. Are you building a house or are you building a retail establishment? I don't understand how much steel.
We built one house. It was like 60 metal beams in it.
Yeah.
It's
More
like
than 120 posts. Like, remember?
something like around that. This is crazy. But
How many square feet was the house?
like
12?
11,000 square feet.
And
something.
that much steel in it, huh?
Yeah, it was modern
Jeez.
design, so like all the structure pretty much. It's the
Was
steel.
it just makes more sense to just use the steel instead of just using LVLs?
No, that's the point. Like
could have used
a lot
LVLs.
but we cannot compromise the design, right? So we're just following. But
We have
definitely from
our comment maybe like, oh man, you know what? It's too much steel, but that's it. At the end of the day, you have a
Permit,
permit
stamp.
drawing.
By the time it gets to you,
It's
it has to be built like this.
yeah, it's
because
written
the
in
inspector's
stone.
going to come and go.
Yes,
100%.
exactly.
Every single one you will change. You need a revision. You need all
And
that.
nobody's going to be doing that time.
Of course not. So we don't.
That's construction prison time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Again,
doesn't
like
work.
who cares after all? Like builders, not like they don't care about how much time
And how much sense does it make to put
yeah.
No.
You got the drawings,
make it work?
make it work, make it nice.
Which is also fine with us.
That's
We
okay,
have
yeah.
the drawing. Just make it work.
But steel
We'll
makes
just,
it
we'll
more
just charge it
expensive,
more
right?
for that.
Steel makes it more expensive. I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. It's just takes more time. Again, welding.
Labor-wise,
Uh,
it takes more time, but material-wise, it also costs more.
Also, let's be honest. Okay. Most of the times when we use steel, we can't use LVLs.
Yeah,
Because
most of the time.
Most of
yes.
the times,
So once you commit to steel, you can't commit to a hybrid.
no. Basically, the steel beams are embedded in the design of the project,
Yes.
where you have bigger spans that can be covered with LVL beams, and that's it.
For like huge openings.
And nowadays,
open
most
concepts.
of the houses, they have open concepts. So you have this like 30-foot open space. How do you cover
Kitchen,
it?
family, everything. Yeah.
You can't put it with LVL. It's gonna
Cover deflection after all.
have a big deflection, pretty big. Or openings of the windows over 12 foot. You need to put steel beam. If you want those huge windows, you need to put steel beam, because what's gonna carry the brick?
Yeah.
Right. You need that.
So
steel.
you need to still bring steel regardless.
Anyways, like
Yeah.
definitely there's like let's say 60% of the time the metal beam has to be there when they design, but there's a million other options where you can just reduce the amount, just change it to the LVL. It's just the way how they design right now. They're just trying to let's say overkill. So make sure that structures won't collapse. So if you look to the similar house that was built like 20 years ago, like 2x6 ceiling, 2x8 floor. Right now you
Yeah.
have 14-inch TGIs. You know,
What
1 foot
changed?
center.
I don't understand why they...
Change something, but not like not so much. You know what I mean? Like you
It's
don't
an
need,
overkill. What we do is an overkill right now. You remember you asked about the houses we're doing, if they're going to be a century houses, whatever. So yeah, they can stand for 100 years easy, because it's an overkill in any regard.
100 years from now, they're going to tear them down. They're going to be like, oh, look at all this scrap
It
metal.
was done pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to chop it all up.
I have an example. Like my grandfather, he built the house like around 30 years ago, like back home in Ukraine, and it's like a nice house with brick and concrete, and he built it for the whole family. He has 2 daughters, like they have families. Nobody lives there anymore. Like just because they just second generation don't want to stay there, and third one, for sure.
What do they want?
Just to do something else. Move to the city, for example, to the other region. Just previously, the mentality was like people were staying at the same location because they were farming mostly. Like if we're talking
Yes.
about like 3rd generation back, right?
Yes.
So right now, people are really like flexible. They can change the place of living. They can change the country.
Yes.
Right. So you don't need to have that house to stay there.
I
for
guarantee you, when they
the 100
get older, they're going to regret that decision.
they already, because they alone there in that big house. That's the other thing good with the let's say framing. That it's easy to demolish and easy to build.
Mm-hmm.
Something new.
Yeah.
Because, like originally coming from Ukraine, is seeing those people building these houses as if they're going to stay there for 500 years. They technically can stay there for 500
Yes.
years, honestly. But even like my parents' house, they built a house, very nice house. I moved out. My sister here in Canada also moved out. The younger sister moved out to Czech Republic. That house that they built for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
you never know. Maybe one of you might come back. And
hey, you never know.
Of course.
You never know.
might do
Maybe
like
you can
the
come back and
renovation
rent
or-
something on rental.
I look at homes like someone put a lot of effort into building that home at some point. I'm not talking about just tract building and just regular garbage kind of building. Like we just whatever. But I mean like a lot of homes that are from passed down generations. Someone spent a lot of time and effort. A grandfather, a great grandfather, somebody spent a lot of time and effort doing that. That I don't like seeing it being torn down. I rather see it be repaired. You know.
Absolutely.
Whether it's here
again,
or there or anywhere in the world, right?
Just being a bit sentimental about that, and
Yeah.
I totally understand that. But in terms of like overall philosophy of how to build those houses, like brick, concrete versus like wood, it's actually coming from this just understanding that it's not forever, really. But it's not. Like
And also, it's easy to modify.
very
Like, I
easy to
mean,
modify. Yeah.
Yeah.
Technologically, it's way more advanced because you don't have to tear down. You can change the whole thing inside and without
Keep the exterior, if you like.
Yeah.
Keep whatever, the part
Yeah.
that you're like...
emotionally attached to.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's a chimney that's
I love construction. I'm a tradesperson. I'm emotionally attached to a 2x4. You know what I mean? Like I just like every part of a house. Doesn't matter if it was built in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't care. Like you just get rid of what screams that decade. Like I could probably go through every single
If
decade.
it's worth it.
Yeah, but the bones of the house, the structure of the house, the shape of the house. I'm Portuguese, 5 kids. We were in a house, tiny house in college in Dufferin, which was probably as wide as this room. You know what I mean? And we all lived in there. It's like it was big in my memory. It was big.
Yeah.
Right. But that house is no longer our house. Right. But it's just, I think every house should be saved. It shouldn't be demolished. But a lot of people are just like, let's just demolish it and build ours. But maybe they're building these for a long time, so then someone can come along going, there's no reason to demolish this. There's every reason to keep it.
again for the ones we're building right now, the fresh ones, let's
For
say.
sure.
They're gonna stay for the next 20, 30, 40 years plus. I'm pretty confident about that. Even now, if a person is considering a move out from I don't know, condo to a house,
It's
to
different.
upsize,
Yeah.
whatever, and then you are buying the house that costs like 1.5 mil somewhere in the suburbs, and it's a bungalow and it's 50 years old, you may as well tear it down. Probably,
Chop off
right?
the top and add a second story. Yeah.
But if it's 15 years old and it's pretty fresh and it's all right, maybe you're just gonna paint the walls, and it's
all you
totally
can
fine.
afford right now.
Yeah,
About 10 cans of paint and just
Yeah.
paint the walls for
yeah.
now.
All I'm saying is all of
Whatever
these
works
houses
for you, pretty much.
They're not meant to stay there forever. Like they need to serve you.
Yes, and that's what I mean. It's like you're right. It keeps going back to, even if someone's going from a condo and they're buying their first house, it has to serve them
Yes.
first. Or they have to look at it that way first, right?
Yes.
And then, but nobody's thinking longevity nowadays. That's all. That's how I see the landscape. So it's fine. It's a decision to be made. It gives us more work and it moves the progress. But there's a lot of homes that didn't need to be knocked down. But
Probably, yes.
it's interesting how the construction is evolving really fast. Have you guys been asked to build the the SIP systems, like the SIP panels?
Yes, but we haven't done it. Like we're just looking at this. It wasn't profitable for us at the moment.
It doesn't make much, like, I don't know. It's like it's a battle for you guys because it's almost, there's a mindset that you don't need a framer to do this.
Yes, but again,
But you
this
do
is-
need a framer to do this.
You need to frame
It's
the roof
different
still.
approach to the work. Like what we do, it's more about like craftsmanship. I would say it's
Yes.
all the projects is different, right? It's has a, like pretty much similar, but idea is it's a personal house for the. But those, let's say, it's more like a typical,
Yeah.
right?
Boxes.
So there is no soul in it. So definitely they're going to be.
I agree with you. I'm not a fan of them.
Yeah, like me either. So idea is that I'm looking at the what we're doing as a craftsmanship, just because we need to have the approach to every single house, and there still will be people who are gonna look for that specific, like same as you have table here right now.
Yeah.
Right? It's a cool table. It's a custom, right?
Yeah.
You haven't bought it like in the
No,
shop.
this is IKEA, shelf number 23. No, this is
So
custom.
that's pretty
Yes.
much the same thing. So we cannot do all. So we're trying to focus on specifically residential custom
Yes.
homes.
Yeah.
That's what where the soul is.
On the higher end as
See,
well.
I love that you said the soul of the house, right? Like where it is, and it's like a lot of the new construction that's happening right now. There's not a lot of soul in these homes, man.
Not a
talking
lot,
about
but
subdivisions?
there's still like customers who's really putting a lot of effort to design that, and
Yes.
we really like to work on those projects. This is different. Like I mean, you can really
Builders
enjoy
we work with, like a lot of them are just as Dmitry described, honestly. And we have like specific project, and they're very detailed, and we need the niche in the wall, 35 and 5/8 from the floor, because this and that, and they go pretty far into those details. So, yeah.
And then a lot of, I guess, are they coming back at you and asking for certain details? I mean, obviously, 10, 15 years ago, it wasn't the norm to have setbacks on the floors of showers in master suites, right? So you can have no curb.
Yeah,
And so
now
we
most
were
of them are
doing that
flush.
like 15 years ago, and I was like insisting on that because I didn't want a curb in the shower, right? But now
Yeah.
it's like the norm, right?
But I wouldn't say it's a norm.
Norm to
it's
have
norm
them
for the people
flush?
who knows what
You know,
they're
the
doing.
lower end of the floor, so then you can actually do your dry
Curbless.
pack. Yeah, curbless. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to reframe everything at that point, right?
Yes, but this is just the part of the job. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we afraid bunch of those.
And even then, I was actually insisting on certain areas of the home where I wanted open web joists, engineered joists, right? Because I knew I wanted to run a bunch of mechanical through there, and I didn't want any bulkheads and stuff like that. So you're fighting that. But now that's the norm. Everyone's out. You're seeing them now. You're seeing all the metal open web, top plate, bottom plate, with a metal run, so then you can run all your mechanical right through it, right?
yeah.
But even the eye joist now, you can drill more holes.
You can drill more
You can drill
holes.
more holes.
Again,
But-
even the bulkheads can be played around like really nice
Yeah.
in the end. So
You can do really nice covered ceilings with few steps and then some cove lights and whatever. So you can make it look nice. Plus, you can have two furnaces, one on the roof, one in the basement. So then the one on the roof serves you on the second floor, you have zero bulkheads. The one in the basement serves the first floor through the floor,
Which
zero
is a smart
bulkheads.
way. Yeah,
So-
exactly.
And a lot of people are doing that actually, especially in the custom houses on the higher end. Most of them have two furnaces, right? So
You guys ever get invited to the finished product?
rarely.
not
Rarely. I
yet.
know. I'm envious of you guys at the beginning of the job, but I'm not envious of you guys at the beginning of the job for that reason. Because at the beginning of the job, most of the times, excavating, foundation, framing, roofing, you guys get paid. Most of the time, 99% of the time, you get paid in full, right? But you never get invited to the finished product. It's not until the painters and the tile and the hardwood, the trim, they get invited to the finished job. And I was like, yeah, well, what about all the other guys before there? I mean, there was a bunch of other people that built the bones for you guys to do all this finishing stuff.
It's all right.
I don't think it's all right. I think everybody that's built a house at the very end there, and you've got the real estate agent, or you got the designer, you got the homeowners, I think it should be a part of the contract. You have to invite everybody and feed everybody.
Agree to
I
that.
think so.
This is the great idea. Unfortunately, it's not reality.
It's not reality because they just want to get in and that's it, and they don't want to think about anything else. But they should be thanking everybody that
But
worked on it.
we've seen some of our project as finished ones just
course.
before being like.
I know, but a
being sold.
picture is one thing,
So-
but walking through it is
Definitely.
another.
No,
Yeah,
walking
definitely.
through.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
for
you had
sure.
a chance to go through.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
multiple
course. But
times,
I
yeah.
mean, from the 100 houses that we built, like 5 of them or 3 of them, like
Something
we
like
shouldn't
that.
count.
That's it,
you
huh?
know?
Yeah.
It doesn't make the statistic at all.
Yeah,
I always loved-
They were pretty nice.
I did that a lot because I always wanted them to always come back and take a look at it, right? But I always found it hilarious whenever they came back, the trade would always only discuss what they did. So I'm like, there's a whole team here. You know what I mean? Like the framers came in and they like knew exactly what was going on behind those walls there. And then
Yeah.
the plumbers, everything was the same. They only discussed what they did.
Which
Because
is
they
which
put
is
it-
okay.
Which is normal, which is totally
okay,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not penalizing them for that because it makes sense. But I just found it funny that that's
People
what
taking
they're
proud
talking
in
to.
their like
Exactly.
taking pride
That's
in
what I
their
loved
job,
about
yeah.
it. They're totally
Yeah.
proud of what they contributed to this building,
Yeah,
right? Which has got value at that point. It's more than just driving by going, I built that house. I was
Yeah.
part of that house, right?
Because like honestly, for me in my mind, when we finish the frame, oh, this house is built. It's done. It's over now. And you know,
But
so
actually,
it's
yeah,
actually
it's
just
another
the
year to
beginning.
complete.
Yeah, just
It's
the beginning. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, but for me, that's it. So I'm looking at it. If my plywood is sitting fine on the roof, if all the corners are looking all right, good job, and then it's all covered and nobody appreciates it
It's all
anymore.
hidden at that point.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
This is
eh?
just the part
Yeah.
of our
all your
work.
work is hidden,
All of it.
especially if they finish the basement.
Yeah.
And you might see a little bit of it in the ceiling in the mechanical room.
Yeah.
That's the extent of it.
And that's not the most beautiful part of the house too. So
No.
I'm personally like more how the house look after we finish, all that bone exposed. Like I'm enjoying of that look more than just the picture of the finished product. Like it's my personal stuff. I mean,
What's your style? What do you guys like? What design? Is it more the traditional looking?
I'm more about traditional.
Traditional,
I like traditional.
looking. Yeah.
I like white porches, that like maybe some backyard roof cover, like a really low roof, for example, this cover 2-story, something like that.
I like transitional probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little bit of both sides, huh?
Yeah. Not exactly modern house, but not traditional. Somewhere in between. Like let's say a traditional house, but with like huge windows, open concepts, and stuff like that. It was a bit of modern look.
So you got really long, thin brick, and you've got siding.
I don't mind siding.
Stone or siding?
It can be like done really nice.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like some mixed cladding. Can be a little bit of stone.
I like that.
On the bottom, then siding, nice color.
I like just good design, because there were good designs of like good traditional houses, like really, really nice ones among the ones we've built. Like I look at this house, like that's a beautiful house after all. But then we built like 20 clones of this house, and none of them were even close, even though they're almost identical. But it just copy pasted project. So
you ever see a drawing, and you can obviously see that a lot of effort was put into the master, and then the kids' rooms are like little corners or something.
We've seen a drawing where zero effort was put into anything at all, barely.
Really, huh?
Like a lot of them, yeah.
Many times.
And you can't speak up, right? You can't say anything. Because
to a builder, yes, but to a customer,
no, you can't.
It's a very beautiful project you're doing. I mean,
you got a better poker face than me, man. I'd just be like, no, that's shit. Can we change this? Here, I got a pen. Let's start talking about this, all right?
No, we don't want to change nothing. That's the idea. We want to stick to the drawing.
I've seen drawings where you talk about copy and paste. I've seen drawings where the architect copy and paste, and he had a detail that was stuck on the other house, and I was like, this one corner of the house, I don't understand why you've got stone here now, and it's like, what's going on here? And then he got back to me, he goes, oh, I'm sorry. That's from another job.
This is a totally different problem, how they organize those drawings. Like most of them are like really terrible. Like, I mean, details, they just copy pasting that last page where you have all the details, right? Again,
last page is, that pisses me off a lot. We are getting
the notes?
No, not the notes. It's like cross sections.
Okay.
And then it says common details.
Yeah.
There are no common details. Every house is a bit different. Yeah. I'd like to see the way you designed it. What's the idea
They're
here?
They're supposed to give you that information.
Yes, but they're same because they're copy pasting this last page. So common details are like common details.
From the other hand, like we can solve those problems even without it. So it's another like.
Isn't it nice to have them though?
Yes, definitely. But
because we had few projects from good architectural bureaus, and just when I was awarded the project, and we take a look at it and like, man, this is cool because every single detail is there,
matches the drawing.
Yes, and you have no problem just following the drawings. Everything gonna work out. You open the last page, common details, but they're not common because you see all the cross sections, everything. Like some thought process was put into this thing. Somebody actually worked on this thing.
But isn't that what a junior draftsperson is supposed to be doing? Like, isn't that they hand off the drawing and then
that's
the
what
juniors
they do.
Like make sure all these dots,
but
and
never
eyes.
check pretty much after that. Like, I mean, it's again how much you want to spend on the projects. They also cannot do much, like if they have a limited budget. Most of the people don't like to pay a lot for the project documentation. For the if it's just everything is common.
Plus also like the houses we're building in North York, most of them are typical. So there are a few common designs, and they're just it is a copy paste. It's not a bad design. Like when you have mezzanine above garage to and then you have the mudroom lower than the main floor.
Yep.
You have a floor above
step
garage.
Up and
yeah. So I don't know how many houses like that we built, and they have pretty much identical layout of the rooms and everything. So those projects, the blueprints that we're getting
Really poor.
really poor.
But
yeah.
luckily, it's not it's not all the projects that we're doing.
But
This is the part of it.
and
Yeah.
sometimes
Just
you guys, I'm sure you goes to the builder and you go, listen, do you guys want to just, we'll do this, we'll just change this a tiny,
all the
tiny
time.
all
bit,
the time.
All the
we'll do
time.
that, we'll do
because
that.
it'll make it better, right? You're still
Yeah.
thinking at the best interest of the homeowner who's going to come in here, right?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. we
Yeah.
do. When I say we like to stick to drawings, yeah, we do like to stick
You
to
have to
drawings.
technically, because if the inspector shows up,
Yes.
the drawing needs to match what's been built here,
Yes.
right?
We're doing actually a lot of changes like to the structure, but we cannot kind of make those decisions by ourselves.
Ourself.
We're just giving some advices to the people that already their call, like if they would like to stick to this bad design or do some modification, pay for the supporting letter from the engineer, for example. It's on them already. Our goal just to give them the options.
Yeah. Every
they will
single
make the
project
decision
that we're
because-
doing, every single one we have some changes. And every time it's basically us bringing this issue to a customer, but to a builder, not to an end customer.
Because of the lack of the pretty much those details in the drawings or failed designs, a lot of mistakes,
Common
or
mistakes, yeah.
missing parts. But again, I'm looking at this as just the part of the job because not everything is perfect. But our goal, kind of, to make it work professionally in a nice way with all the knowledge that we have, we're just using it.
But I think it's
instead
nice
of complaining on the
as a professional framer to just have a polite and not insulting conversation with the designer / architect.
of course.
By the way, the common details didn't really match.
Unfortunately, that part
You can't do that, or you can do that.
we did
tried.
it. We did it a lot of times,
We tried.
but the problem is that framer.
We're the,
everybody treating the framers more like butchers.
hammers.
You
Yeah,
know
we're
what I mean?
we're the hammers.
we're the hammers.
We're the hammers.
Nobody cares about our
But
opinion.
see, here's the funny thing is that I've seen this happen. When you're in a neighborhood and you have a hole in the ground, concrete's finished, neighbors are not really angry just yet. And then when the framing starts, neighbors are excited about seeing something built because they like how quickly it shapes. It comes
Yes.
to shape now. And they're all happy about it. And they're walking their dogs and they'll stop and they'll take a look at it.
That's true. Yeah.
And they'll see it, and they're all smiles. Everything's great, right?
Yeah.
And you guys make the same amount of noise as the foundation guys. The trucks show up, they drop off the material. It's the
Yeah.
constant tum 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 all day long. But the neighbors are all happy. And then after that's done, the neighbors all become assholes. And they're like, now it's noisy, it's dusty, it's all kinds of stuff. There's more trucks on the site. And I'm like, why is there such love for seeing the shape of the house come up as a frame from the neighbors, and then there's all this love goes away once the shape of the house is?
Just maybe because the
It's fun to
process
watch.
is more like
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
entertaining.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's almost like a TV show where you could see it. The walls go up. Like it's amazing to see the wall go up. The first wall,
or the
first
high
deck.
wall.
Yeah. It just like
Yeah.
that's so they love it. They love
Or
seeing
the roof
that.
being shaped. That's probably
Yes.
the most interesting part. Absolutely. But coming back to the point of conversation, when we got the chance to talk about the some flaws in designs, was the ones who actually made this design. We will be hearing stuff like, "Oh, guys, just follow the drawings. Don't think too much about it." Like,
Yeah.
many times. Like, okay, sir.
If
Have a
we
good
were
day."
to
Yeah.
follow the drawings exactly the same, it's not going to look exactly
Yeah,
in reality.
honestly, when we bring this up, because we talk to builders, right, to general contractor, to the person who hired us, and we say this and that, we might need to change here. Oh, you want to talk to architect? No, I don't want to talk to your architect. You may talk to your architect. I'm just saying it's going to be nicer to do it this way. Now it's your
on
choice.
my experience of
Yeah.
how many jobs I've been doing.
Correct. So I just want to do a good job. This is the way to, in my personal view, to make it better. Now, your call. That's it.
I agree. So.
Yeah, a couple of times we spoke to the architects before that. It didn't give us, let's say, the solution in the end. So it's just not worth it. It's just a waste of time. And also, you cannot push too hard, people to kind of take your opinion. Just say it and make them make the decision in the end. Because if you will be too intensive in that, it's not gonna help in the end.
And plus, what's the point from our side? What's the point to push too hard on a better solution? It's not our house. at the end of the day.
Yeah, I know. I see what you're saying because it's just going to create friction at that point.
Yeah,
So
It's like you're breaking your nerves. You're like trying to make things better. And at the end of the day, you're an asshole who just fought with an architect. Like,
because, okay, well, you know what the point is? The point is that when you guys get on the job site, you're given hopefully straight concrete, right, to start. We don't even have to discuss that if it happens, when it happens. But you've got a stack of material and you shape it into a house, right? So what's the point of it is that you and the crew is so invested. Your skill set, your passion, everything's invested into that stack of material, turn into this house. That's why. So when you're building it, you're realizing, hang on a sec, this could be better if it's this, and this could be better if it's this. But I see what you're saying. As a business owner, you're going to start to challenge who drew it, who's been paid to do it.
Yes.
And then that they might, you don't know how their ego is. So they might take it as an insult and they're like, well, who
they
the hell
always
is-
will.
You're just a framer.
They're not
and I'm
mine.
like,
They
well,
will.
you're
They
just
will.
an architect, right? So we're neither just. I'm a
Yes.
professional framer and you're a professional architect.
correct.
That's how I look at it. So I like poking the bear. It just the problem is that it gets me in trouble sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So,
All
and I
the
see what you're
time.
saying.
All the time, yeah, all the time. Gets you in trouble. So the best thing you can do, like that's why general contractor is the king of all trades. So it's his job to manage these little things. He hires professionals who diligently work on his
But
project.
who wins the chess game?
Customer, if everything plays out right.
No, it's the queen.
Yeah, queen.
I want to ask you guys as we get close to wrapping up. If someone's going to come and work with you guys, what they should be like? How they should
we have
show
a
up.
perfect answer for this.
Okay, yeah.
So
Go ahead.
he's 36. He has 2 kids.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, a lot of liabilities. Hardworking. Maybe fit.
So if a 23-year-old shows up with a pack of condoms coming out of his pocket, you're going to be
this is not
questioned.
our client. No, that's for sure.
Another guy.
I know what you mean. It's someone that realizes that life's serious and there's responsibilities.
Yes.
And they're looking to work for a good organization that's going to provide
Yeah.
a reasonable income and a livelihood. That's what you're looking for, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nice environment. Like
Yeah.
almost zero stress.
Yeah. It is very stressless.
Most of our guys are 35. Was in the range of 35 to 40. That's most of our guys.
The question is what music's being played on the job site.
Oh man.
Different music.
Different music. Yeah.
But whose box is it?
Whoever brings
Whoever brings it first and turns
yeah.
it on?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
takes the responsibility?
We have few DJs, and
Of course you do.
Yeah, we do have few, and let's just say,
There's no such thing as mixtapes anymore, huh? It's all USB or something like that? It's got to be USB
Yeah, just
now.
Bluetooth speaker.
Or Bluetooth, yeah,
speaker,
that's what it is.
Bluetooth speakers, yeah. Well, listen to some like older music, older. Oh man, I don't want to start.
Older
this, but
music?
yeah.
What's older music? What? From the early 2000s?
Something like that.
Something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that's what we're listening to.
Nothing fresh for sure. Like
No, because it's all crap now.
that's another story. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all crap, man.
It's from 2000s. Also, it's like Ukrainian music, and then some used to be some Russian music. Now we're trying to cut that off. Yeah.
What's everybody wearing, like tool belt wise? I'm just curious. We'll just ramble on. Like, who's got the best tool belts these days?
Diamondback.
Diamondback. That's what I figured. Okay.
Diamondback.
And what else? I don't know.
Again, usually guys are using just the regular. I'm also using just the regular tool belt from the IHL. I don't know, like $60.
The
Like-
Dura or whatever. The
Like
Dura brand
Bossa,
or whatever.
I guess the brand is Bossa.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
And you guys
Nothing
are still on the
special about
tools, huh?
was that?
You're still working. You're still swinging.
Yeah,
tools.
of
Yeah,
course.
100%.
But that's
Every
that day
day.
is coming
No.
that you guys are not going to be on the tools, no? You don't think in the next
Honestly,
5 years?
I'm not like struggling working. I like.
You
I like
still
it.
love doing it.
Yeah. I don't have any problems to wake up in the morning to go to the job, do something interesting.
Unless it's snowing.
Like again, unless it's snowing, we're going just to do some inside jobs.
Also something interesting, sometimes we're getting some cool jobs inside.
Yeah, definitely. I'm bored to do some just the typical straight walls, but in the end of all, it's not struggle. So you can do it if you enjoy it, you can do it for a long time.
You ever get a call to frame a shed? No.
Frame a shed. Yeah,
Why not?
We framed the shed.
The whole crew will come? How fast?
No,
a
no,
few
no,
guys and just smash it in
fast?
one day.
In one day, that's right.
No,
day.
like
It depends on the
Depends
shed.
on the
Unless the
shed.
shed would like starts scooping this. roof
Yeah.
it doesn't matter the scope. Just we will manage the guys accordingly.
If
We're not
it's-
trying
if
to
it's
stick just
lumber
to-
and it's nails and
Yeah, it's something that we usually normally do. We will take any job. We've done basements. We'd still do them. Like people.
I'm
call
always
us-
impressed at how efficient a good crew is.
Yeah,
Everybody knows what to do without speaking to each other, for the most part.
That's the goal.
That's the goal, but we usually kind of let's say splitting the tasks
Yes.
accordingly to their skill set, let's say, and they're doing just whatever they do better.
Are the younger trades coming into the industry knowing exactly how to read drawings?
No, no.
Or are they having a
nobody
challenge reading drawings?
knows. Nobody knows how
You
to
mean
do it.
younger
Nobody,
guys?
yeah.
No, it's just me and Dima.
But nobody knows how to read drawings, like the younger guys?
Mm-mm.
That's important to understand drawings.
Unfortunately, younger guys know a lot of stuff, not
Like
just
take,
the
take an
the
old
drawings.
set, like take an old set and just look at how the drawing, like
yeah,
a
if you
good
want to
set.
if you want to spend some extra time, nobody wants to spend on the like. There is a lot of books about framing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always trying to kind of give some let's say references to the younger guys so they could purchase the book, for example, or
Yeah.
take my book. Just take a look here.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that. They just pretending that they're really interested, but in the end of all, when they like
Yeah,
week after, did you check
Yeah.
the book that I gave you? No.
What a lost opportunity.
That's right. Like you need to self-educate.
There's a lot of valuable information from that piece of paper. To
and it's
the
really
actual
will
job site.
accelerate your growth, like in the end.
Yeah.
Same for us. I mean, like before we start, we haven't done like millions projects. It's just we have some knowledge. We did some self-education. Just let's say then definitely a lot of practice. But the practice, it's just the small amount of time that actually make you like let's say that you need to spend to grow. You need to know what you're doing first.
Yeah.
Plan it in your head. Make sure that you like break down to the smaller like actions.
Yeah, plan
That
of
when you will
actions,
be productive.
Of course.
Not just cutting straight and nailing.
Yeah.
That's a small part of the job.
Yeah.
Small part of it. DAGTAFraming at gmail.com. Find them. And also on IG, it's under DAGTA_framing. And Arthur's phone number is 647-299-4210. And Dima's phone number is 416-716-1053. You guys ready for the 12 questions?
12 questions. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What's your favorite construction word?
2 words. Good enough. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. But I like that too. I like it though, but
The good enough?
good enough, yeah.
Good
It's
enough?
just a lot of fun, yeah.
What's yours?
Yeah.
I don't know, brother price, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Comes with brother work, by the way. The brother work.
Least favorite tool?
Sawzall.
Yeah, we know why.
Yeah, mistakes. So,
Is it a DeWalt saw?
yes.
It is. That's the only thing that DeWalt made sense, didn't it? Because they have the 4-directional blade.
And
It's
also the
doesn't have that.
handle is like really
the
nice.
handle's
You can-
better, and the place where you put the battery is
Makes
secure.
more sense.
And then on the Milwaukee, it goes flimsy in a week, and then it just.
But it's
Stop
weird
working.
how the Milwaukee is the one that designed and Sawzall. It's theirs, right?
Mhm.
But they never went 4, and they never.
Just fix the damn fixture for the battery, and
I
you'll
know,
go miles
I know.
ahead. So, but
What construction sound do you guys love?
Nail gun, especially when you're wearing the protective like ear plugs, right? It makes like a little difference in the sound. So
It's like a
and it's like
It's
a
almost
pennies
like a
dropping.
finishing nail. It's like a
Ba-ding,
finishing
ba-ding.
nail gun.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Same with you.
yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, I hear it as a coins dropping like every time. Blim, blim, blim. So
Favorite beverage?
regular.
Medium
Regular.
cream.
Okay. What turns you on and off in construction?
Probably going to be the same answer for both as the people. So
People what? The people that work in the industry or people that you work for?
Just people
people
in general.
general.
People
yeah.
in general.
that's
Yeah, they can be good and they can be bad.
Yeah, at some point I really love my crew. So I spend most of my time with my crew, more than with my wife, right? So
of course.
we
Better
were
get
working
along.
hard on creating this environment, which we're gonna enjoy and not like, struggle going to work. Because I know we're going to work, we have our inside jokes and all that stuff. And,
do you wait to build the walls before you do the inside jokes?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We're just doing outside jokes.
Outside jokes,
yeah. Favorite curse word? Teach me some Ukrainian curse words.
Oh, man.
No, you can't? The kids are going to listen? No.
No,
you don't have to swear if you don't want to swear.
Like...
it was the least favorite word? Or?
No, curse word. Your favorite
just
curse word. Everybody swears in construction.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Man, I mean, of course, it's...
you guys don't have to swear. I don't want to force anybody to swear. So.
Yeah, it's a блядь, of course. It's 100% of the time.
There's one.
Yeah. Or пиздец.
Or пиздец.
Пиздец?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Same thing.
Like,
Same thing?
Like
fuck.
Like, this is what it means.
Europeans just have better curse words than the F word.
Man,
that's right. There is like
because
a huge
they're more
variety,
descriptive.
and you can mix them and modify in the way you
Yeah.
like.
We can be really creative in that.
Yes, that's what I think. Yeah, I know. Okay, favorite vehicle? Any mode of transportation?
Forklift, yeah.
Forklift.
Yeah, man, we do miracles with that thing.
Forklift. Yes. That's a first, man. Okay, makes sense. What do you guys miss from your childhood?
Holidays.
Because we had,
There's no holidays
anymore.
So you got to find your childhood again.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt one day?
We'll like to try ourselves as JC. That'll be really nice.
You're building it.
Why not?
So you guys don't want to make any money, huh?
It's just let's say different experience.
Yeah.
We can do both.
Yeah.
We still can do framing at the same time.
Of course.
UGC.
I could see that. What profession would you guys not like to do?
Any office work, like I did it like for some time. It's terrible.
Boring.
It's boring. I was sleeping all the time, like in front of the screen, like this. Nobody appreciated.
You needed a little Bluetooth speaker with the sounds of construction on the side. There.
Yeah. That's funny.
Some Euro beats and stuff like that. If heaven exists, what would you guys like to hear God say when you arrive at those pearly gates?
Dima said this morning, wrong door.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate it, taking the time off.
It was amazing experience.
Say hello to everybody, and you're doing really amazing work, great work. So
thank you very much.
Thank you for
and thank
having
you for
us,
this
yeah.
opportunity. Just to have that experience, this was really cool.
Really cool. Yeah.
I know you guys were a little nervous at the beginning. Everyone's always a little nervous at the beginning. I've done so many.
I'm still nervous.
Why? There's no reason.
I'm
We're just talking shop. We're talking, and you guys shared quite a bit, which I really respect. So it's good. And you guys are always looking for somebody if someone's interested and they're listening, or no?
Yeah, of course. Like we're definitely, but again, it's all real. We need to know the personality.
Of course, we need to. It has to fit your business, the culture.
Exactly,
yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We're out of here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.